So the money guys react to my stock investing portfolio.
All right, let's go. Okay, let's look at this. Now, can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
You shared last time we got to hang out. I kind of know what your income is.
Okay, so this account.
The multiple. How long have you had that income that you shared with us last time we got to hang out?
What did I say my income was?
Well, I can't. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that.
Maybe
Here, you want me to write something?
Maybe a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to see a multiple of that.
I invest.
You understand?
I don't spend any money.
So
I mean, you could look. This is like my gains over time.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't spend any of my money. Most of my money is in this, or not that, but like the Vanguard equivalent.
And Jack, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
When these stocks on volatile days, like right here, I mean, if there was a stock, none of them are having huge days.
Yeah.
But if you lost 20, 30% in about a 3-day cycle, do you emotionally feel like you get, does it feel like you got kicked in the stomach? Do you actually have emotional reactions to what's going on in your portfolio?
I don't. No.
So as I'm looking at this, right, like I'm just looking at this is specifically your taxable account. So you were kind enough to let us look through all the accounts. I was expecting to see a bunch of really, really crazy stuff in here.
It's actually a bunch of household names.
The lion's share of what you have is
even SPY.
Yeah, or in like, low cost ETF indices, which I think is fantastic.
This is like QQQ.
Vanguard.
Yeah,
which
right.
I have
It's
most of my money.
it's the vast majority. And so
you're dabbling.
So like, you have
dabbling.
You have some individual stock positions, but at least in this account, I'm going to say relative to your total wealth, relatively immaterial. So this doesn't give me a lot of pause. Like I'm not super concerned in this account. And these names that you hold aren't really frightening names. They aren't things that I think I would be afraid of holding. I do see some losses in here that perhaps if I were worried about my tax bill and stuff, I think maybe clip that loss and find something that seems a little bit more attractive. I know he really likes that one though. So
which one is it?
You could say the names of the stocks, just not the amounts.
Okay. Robinhood, that's one that you really super bullish on. Your position right now though, pretty attractive loss in there that could be used to offset some of these future capital gains.
You can say how much I've lost.
It's
a percentage.
It's 20. You're down 22.5% on that position. Might be a great little loss to clip, just so that way. In our world, losses are great. We don't love losing money, but whenever losses are present, we love taking advantage of those. Mm-hmm. So that's something there.
Can I look at something?
Yeah, I want to go. I want to get to the Roth because that's the one I think is going to be.
I'm just going to say this. I would say I couldn't do the math because it was moving really quick before me, but it looked like 3/4 of that account that we just looked at was pretty much in what I'd call tried and true,
it's
index
QQQ
fund type
though.
fund or stocks that are in the index or the top performers. So, in the top,
it's tech heavy.
It's super tech heavy.
It's already, because the S&P 500 is already probably highly concentrated in a lot of these stocks that you already have.
Mm.
I don't think you're acting like you're an exotic, and it's actually pretty plain vanilla.
Yeah. Like
in a lot of ways, if you look at the 75% of this, 80% of this is doing the same thing. So then I'm back to my point of what are we doing here? I mean, it's the hassle. And I'm fine with that.
I actually have made money on it.
Well,
like a decent amount of money.
A lot of people, there's a number of people that made money gambling. There's a number of people that make money sports betting. There's a number of people that do those things. You can make money on hobbies. I'm not disagreeing with you there. But what I'm suggesting is it's more of you get utility out of this. Totally fine. I was nervous. I was going to look on here and see a bunch of like penny stocks that you had $100,000 in.
It's much more.
I wouldn't do this strategy on a stock that I'm not bullish on.
What would you rate his portfolio out of 10?
From aggressiveness or for quality of portfolio?
Just overall for his age.
Let's say, quality of portfolio considering my age, my income, the industry I work in, etc.
How much time are you spending on this? I know I keep asking that.
Honestly, none.
No, but you are spending time because you obviously, you've got stuff all over the place.
I can show you my Schwab screen time. I mean, maybe it's 5 minutes a week, 10 minutes a week.
Okay.
I literally, I don't even look at the numbers. Like, I just hop on and I just I sell a call if I need to. I'll buy something if I have some spare cash.
I'm going to give you a 7.5, 8. 7.5, 8. And I'm also want to disclose this portfolio is probably going to perform pretty well because it's very aggressive, right? So like we see a year like last year, 2025, where the market did really, really well. I'm willing to bet this portfolio did really, really well in that kind of year.
Now, the things I'll pick on is also, okay, I do see an individual 401k, but there's no money in that account. There is a SEP IRA where there's some money in. You strike me as with your level of income, that solo 401k should have been fully loaded.
It will be, yeah.
Okay.
And that's why, and that SEP IRA will probably disappear, right? Yeah. So then we're going to open up some opportunities, do some backdoor Roth contributions, that sort of thing. Because, and look, you've been saving good. This is a big.
Yeah, because that's the other thing.
It's a big. How old are you again?
27.
27. That's a great. That's a really, really solid.
No,
number
you're doing great in the fact of where your age and where the assets are at. And your Roth, you probably haven't been able to make contributions because of that SEP.
Yeah.
So, but we're about to change that by doing the solo 401k. Yeah, so there's some account structure stuff that I would totally want to clean up so you could do backdoor Roth contributions and then really give it to the man legally by loading up that solo 401k. Maybe y'all have enough profitability. They could potentially do like cash balance and other things too.
Graham would attest that I have never been a big spender. I have never spent money on anything. Like the most expensive thing I've ever bought was my car, aside from my house. And I bought a watch.
Very nice car.
It was a Tesla.
Oh, okay, yeah, but it's not. You didn't go out and buy a Cullinan. You bought like a reasonably nice car.
Yeah.
What has he got?
Look at his unrealized gain loss. I'm assuming is this year to is that okay? Now I want to see realized gain loss year to date. That's going to be on here, right? Yeah, that's just interest and dividends.
Oh, it doesn't show losses and gains.
Because what I was trying to see is how was it tax inefficient? So one of the things that,
it was probably tax inefficient.
Yeah, a lot of people, they like trade and they're like, it gets super exciting and then it gets to April. And if they have an accountant, they got to pay their accountant an extra X number of $100,000 because of the 4,000 transactions they have to put in, or at least 4,000 transactions they have to monitor when they file their tax return. And then there's usually huge capital gain that thought, if they've had success and they've not been harvesting the losses. So I was trying to see where that existed. But in full disclosure, I'm going to give you an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
What would take it to a 10?
Some
Not
more
so busy?
well thought out strategy, right? Like, explain to me how you defined your allocation. Because what I really see is it's a lot of U.S. Fortune 100, Fortune 500 tech companies, which is fine, but there's a lot of concentration in the singular asset class.
Okay.
Perhaps for a portfolio that size, I'd want to see something a little more diversified.
So my response to that is I think that the asset class that I'm in right now is like tech is going to just grow faster.
Oh.
And for me, I'm very, very, since I've been investing for so long, I've weathered so many ups and downs. And I also assume every single time, because I don't dollar cost average, whenever I take a distribution from the company, let's just say I take $10,000, I immediately take $2,000, put it into my checking account, $8,000 immediately into the investment account.
How often do you take distributions?
Maybe monthly, month and a half.
That's dollar cost averaging. You said you don't dollar cost average, but that is in fact dollar cost averaging.
Okay, sure. But
that's great.
I basically just buy as much as I can and I buy as quickly as I can. And then if taxes come up and I need money for taxes, I'll even sell my investments in order to pay my taxes. Because here's the thing though, if you extrapolate this over a long enough period of time, then it's a winning bet.
If the market went up that year.
But if it went up that year, it went down that year, but if on average the market goes up 10% per year, you're taking a 10% advantage bet. It's like you're being the house with a 10% advantage every year.
You love
sequence of return does matter, though.
You love 3.5% guaranteed so much. If you just park some of that money for that tax bill in a 3.5% high yield account.
No, but he likes 3.5% a week.
In a week. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. In a week.
Not a year, man.
That's a strategy.
I do think that there's room for improvement on structure, which you already know though, because you just talked about that.
I think the structure is probably
and you see last year, again, we are bullish on the same things that you were bullish on.
Yeah.
But we do still love international holdings. We do still love small cap. And if you look this year, especially the first quarter, when we saw volatility in the S&P 500, it was wonderful to have those parts and pieces in the portfolios because they've outperformed. They outperformed last year, outperformed this year. So again, it's an 8. I would just love to see more thought behind it. It looks like the thought is, I like this today. I'm going to buy this today.
Now, I gotta say, one thing that I've noticed by talking to a lot of entrepreneurs is that all of them want to use AI, but they don't know how it'll actually work inside their business. It's one thing to use AI to write an email, but it's another to have it handle incoming calls, set appointments, answer questions, and talk to customers in real time.
And that's where today's sponsor, 11 Agents by 11 Labs, comes in. It's a platform that lets businesses build real-time AI voice agents for sales, support, operations, inbound calls, and more.
What's really impressive is just how fast it is to set up. You could launch voice agents in minutes, and they could speak in over 70 languages. Here's an example.
¿Podrías decirme qué tipo de ayuda necesitas?
It also works with tools businesses already use like Salesforce, HubSpot, Zendesk, Google Calendar, and Twilio. So instead of having to change up your entire workflow, it fits right into the systems that you already have.
And you could train these agents using your own knowledge base, SOPs, and policies. That way, the responses seem consistent within your business instead of just sounding generic.
Plus, with expressive mode, they give you way more control over the tone and delivery, so the conversations sound way more natural and human.
So try out 11 agents by going to 11labs.io/iced coffee hour to get started today for free. Again, that link is down below in the description. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to the episode.